So I have an exciting announcement to make. I bought a doll head. I think I'll tell you the story of this sculpt and why I wanted this exact head when it arrives, and hopefully that will be soon. I'm so excited. Oh. So yes, I have a new doll head, and this is she. This is a SupiaDoll Haeun, and I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. If anyone has like a phonetic transcription or something, please feel free to drop that in the comments down below. But yes, this is a SupiaDoll Haeun, and she is in the normal skin tone. She is a bit older, mind you, so she has yellowed a fair bit, even though the owner said that she hadn't yellowed very much compared to newer resin skin tones. So this is probably a very accurate depiction of what the normal skin looks like. Well, I have no comparison, so I do not know. But yes, she's probably from around, I think she's from 2013 or something. I'll drop that somewhere on the screen if I mess that up. So a bit of backstory about this doll head, and I wasn't explicitly on the market for new dolls, but I will admit that I had made a keen list of exactly the sculpts that I still would like to shell. Exactly the sculpts that I'd still like to buy for characters, so to shell as characters, because the way I collect dolls is I go by characters. I have characters in the story, and then I decide, okay, I would like to have this character in doll form, that character in doll form, and then I get very, very specific about which sculpt I'd like for that character. I can definitely say that I'm now at a point in the hobby where I prefer the more realistic sculpts as opposed to the more stylized sculpts. And this head is a bit of an interesting case because I had fallen in love with a very different SupiaDoll sculpt ever since one of my favorite Faceup artists, Xhanthi, uploaded a picture to her Flickr, back when she still had Flickr, of a SupiaDoll head that she painted for a client, and it was a SupiaDoll Juah. And you can actually still find the time-lapse video of her face-up process here on YouTube. If I'll find it, I'll link it down below for you in the description box. So yes, there was this SupiaDoll head, and I fell in love with it. And when I'm like considering a doll sculpt, I like to research it very thoroughly. Like, we're talking heavy image researching. So what I did was I looked up lots of pictures of SupiaDoll Juah, and there was something about the sculpt that I just didn't like, apart from the face-up. And that was kind of like a red flag for me. It was like, oh, hang on, hold up. Do you like this sculpt only because you really like this one face-up? Is it the face-up that you like, or is it really the sculpt that you like? Because every time I looked up the sculpt, especially blank, like from the side, it looked like the head was kind of caved in, and there was something about the shape of the head that I just didn't like. Also, I was a little bit hesitant because it's an open mouth doll, and I wasn't sure if I'd like that, because I tend to go for closed mouth dolls or doll sculpts because to me they've always been a little bit more versatile. Like, the open-mouthed stare is not something I'm usually partial to in sculpts. So that was the other factor, even though I have for a long time wanted an open-mouthed sculpt because I do think they're very nice. SupiaDoll Juah was one of the first open-mouthed doll sculpts. I was like, whoa, I really like that one. But I digress. There was definitely something about SupiaDoll's aesthetic that I liked, right? I was definitely drawn to something there. I think the 3 sculpts I ended up narrowing down or saying like, okay, I can see myself owning that, was the Juah, despite the head thing that was bothering me, the Haeun, and the Haeun. And one day I'm just innocently scrolling on Den of Angels Marketplace, and it's about a week and a half before, or 2 weeks before my birthday, and then I see this thread, this for sale thread with older SupiaDoll head, and yeah, I just saw her and was like, that one. I'm glad that I was able to get her as a head, because now I don't feel so much pressure. I don't feel like, oh, this is a full doll, I have to make it work. This is just, for me, at the moment, a head that I can play around with. And if it doesn't click with the character I have in mind, I can still resell her. I can't say if she'll have longevity in my collection, but I am very impressed with the aesthetic. And I'm very glad that I went for this head, because whichever way I turn this head, I'm still impressed, you know, and that's a good sign. So yeah, that's the plan right now, and this is my new little head. Before we wrap this video up, I just wanted to share with you some footage of me trying out different pairs of eyes. And maybe you can help me pick the best pair. I'm not entirely sure yet which ones she'll end up keeping. She came with this standard pair of acrylic eyes, and the eyes I had available that would fit her were a pair of Mako eyes from a sadly discontinued series, this lovely brown shade, then a pair of Dolce eyes, also sadly discontinued, in this khaki color, and then a Soul-in-a-Box doll pair of eyes. You can still get these from her Etsy page, I'll have that link below, and these are a lovely golden shade, and also the pupils are a little bit smaller than the other ones, so we'll see which ones fit best. Personally, size and fit wise, I was leaning towards the last pair, the Soul-in-a-Box doll pair of eyes. I felt like these made her gaze all the more striking, but then I remembered that I had another pair of these exact eyes, just in a different colour, in a more turquoise shade, and then I popped those in, and then I didn't know which one I liked best. It was a really tough decision, so maybe you guys can let me know which ones you like best. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below, comment which eyes you like best, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to stick around if you like what I do. I hope you have a glorious day wherever you are, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye guys.